what's up? What's going on, everybody? Now tuned into my Love and Hip Hop Hollywood recap. Yes, I know I missed last week, as I told you guys I would, because I was, right? I missed it, right? Yeah, because I was on vacation, because I'm like, did I do it? Because I know there was one week that I did it, but it was the week before that, even though I thought I was going to do it that week either. Alright, so this episode was interesting. So yeah, we back. So make sure you guys subscribe. Also check out my other channel, which is Samore Love Real TV. I'm gonna resume the shout outs most likely next week, so not this week because I didn't get a chance to, like, I looked at the comments or whatever, but I didn't get a chance to do all that other stuff. So anyways, let's get into it. So Tierra Marie, she's with a new guy named Akbar, and he's supposedly like a producer. He got all these accolades under his belt. He does seem like he's a strong-minded individual, and he kind of like runs her to a certain extent, but she says that that's like kind of what she needs. And she did reveal that she's still kind of drinking. She mentioned that she didn't drink at this particular party that they were talking about, but the way she inferred, it kind of sounds like she did drink somewhere else, which I don't feel is a good thing for her. I feel like if you're living a sober life, you should live a sober life. You know, that's kind of like how people are like, oh, I don't eat meat, but then you see them eating like a steak or something, like, oh, I only do it once in a while, so you're a meat eater. Like, or say like you rarely eat meat or something like that. Like, I would never say, unless I really don't, like, that I'm a vegetarian or a vegan, because even though I don't eat beef like that, I eat it once in a while, you know? Anyways, y'all get what I'm talking about. So he just says that he doesn't really like her hanging out with Nikki or whatever, because I guess he feels like she's kind of like a bad influence because she's always at parties, and you know, that's not probably the best scene for her to be in. She was doing some scene with a guy for, I guess she's doing a new music video, and he all like pretty much fires the guy, the actor, and he's like, oh, you need real chemistry, let me come up in here. You know, he's all holding her booty and all that. I'm like, okay, I see you. Donatella, she's doing like this radio show, and she has Lyrica and her mother. I didn't even know Lyrica and her mother had the same name, ironically enough. So it seemed like somewhat of a setup, because she asked Lyrica about the whole ding-a-ling for Safari, and she was like, you know what, I don't even look at any other man's than my husband. My husband has a good one. And her mother's like, well, I wasn't impressed by it. And I'm like, did y'all see the same picture that I saw? I mean, let's be honest here. Come on. I see why Nikki was holding on to that thing for so long. You know what I mean? Anyway, so she said she wasn't impressed. And then she starts talking about K. Michelle and how she rolled up on K. Michelle. And she got a song for K. Michelle called Karma. And I'm just like, Mama, you doing too much. Like, even Lyrica had to check her real quick. Like, why are you arguing with people that's my age? What are you doing, Mom? 80 goes to see Fizz. And Fizz says that she's been great as far as the dynamic of the family. I guess she's been like really stepping up and doing a lot of things that we know that Moniece probably hasn't done, or maybe her schedule doesn't permit her to do. So she went to go pick up some sneakers for him, and who comes walking down the stairs to kind of show herself and make her presence be known? None other than her former bestie, Tiffany, who was always beefing with Moniece, always tried to cause problems. So that's why they kind of had a falling out. So it was just kind of, she was just kind of like, what is this? Like, why would out of all the people, like, why would you be with her? So, of course, we already know that she's going to go back and tell Moniece, and of course that was going to be like a problem. And he was just like, he see the vibes, he just knows that, you know, everything is going to happen the way it's going to happen. But he said that he's cool with her, like, they kick it, they have great sex, like, everything is good. I feel like I kind of see why he chose her, because she's kind of like a Moniece, but I do feel like she's a little bit, you know, she has some nice features as compared to Moniece. Like, Moniece is pretty, don't get me wrong, but I do feel like her features there's something that's like, about her. Like, you know, like, like that about her. Like, if I had to pick between the two of them, I would probably pick her. Not because of the attitude or anything, just barely by looks. But sometimes looks don't mean nothing, because sometimes somebody could look up bombs.com and their attitude would be disgusting as ever. So, but they seem kind of similar as far as their attitudes as well, and how they like to be spiteful towards other people. So Moniece instantly, when she finds out about this, she feels like he's trying to do this to get back at her, and she ends up putting up some crap on social media about Tiffany. So of course when Tiffany sees it, that's fueling the fire once again, and igniting the fire that they had between each other, and not fire in a good way. Fire like the freaking California fires, like tragic type of fires, you know. So now Ray J, he talks to Princess about the whole thing with Safari and the conversation that he had, and how Safari pretty much revealed that he smashed. Did y'all see the hat challenge? If I had on a hat right now, I'd do it, but I don't want to shift my wig and look all crazy. But it was funny, y'all. You saw it? He was playing with his hat once again in this scene too. Alright, so yeah, he tells Princess, and she's just like shocked about the whole thing, but she's like, you know what, you need to stay out of it and let them handle their own situations. Like, that's not on you. He feels like he needs to like get everything rectified and have them all in one room, and I'm just like, dude, that's like, nah. That's probably not a good idea, especially because you know the real truth. Like, maybe if it was he didn't do it, maybe it'd be all good, but like, nah, bro, I don't think it's a good idea. So Brooke says that Marcus is her soulmate, and she goes to get her lumps removed, and he goes with her. He's really like staying by her side, just like a really good friend type of thing, or a good partner, or whatever he wants to call himself to her. And it was nice that he was doing that. And he says that he's pretty much doing what Brooke told him to do. She said to go out there, do, what is it, this whole oats thing? I don't know what the saying is, something about the oats. Sow your oats or something like that. And that's exactly what he's been doing, you know, doing him, and he's enjoying it. So you can't let people get too much freedom, because then they go out, they do their thing. I would never tell nobody that. Not if I want to be with them. Like, unless I'm going to be doing me at the same time, then maybe. But even with that, like, if you really care about that person, if I really care about that person, I wouldn't be like, oh, go do you and I do me, because I know that ultimately somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody's going to be pissed off, and I don't want to have to hurt nobody. So, you know, because when I'm upset, I really don't think. I've gotten older and a little bit wiser, but I still have realized that I'm one of those people that go off at the handle when my emotions get the best of me. So I couldn't even do nothing like what Brooke said. You know what I mean? Like, knowing that somebody's getting your man's dingling all the time, and then you're gonna say, okay, we're done, you're done doing that, come back to me. Like, you don't even know what that history is, what they've been doing, if they've been doing it raw or not, like what diseases he has, and now you want to get married to this boy. Like, come on, you're doing things all backwards. Like, yeah, you're trying to save yourself, and more power to you, that's great, but I feel like she's doing it all wrong. Like, I don't know if she's just trying to like mend what she messed up, but it's not, you're not doing it right, girl. Solo Lucci's having like this wild party, and Lyrica ends up sending A1 a message like, oh, you at an orgy party, because I guess she saw him in the pictures or whatever. I mean, he's not hard to miss if people are taking pictures and posting on Instagram or whatever with hashtags A1 or, you know, Love and Hip Hop Party or whatever. So yeah, she sees it, and of course she's upset about it, but he don't really care, because he's doing him right now. He's just having a good time. This dude talking about, the Solo Lucci dude talking about he blows $20K a night. I'm like, dude, like, some people don't even make that in a year, and you're talking about you blow that in a night just because. And A1 was trying to school him, like, people, this is the problem with a lot of, you know, like, just people in general. They come into money when they ain't have nothing, and they blow it. They blow it as soon as quickly as it come and gone. And then what happens? They end up having nothing once again. And then all those people that was pretending to be your friends, all around you, vibing with you, drinking with you, whatever, popping pills with you, all of a sudden you can't find none of those people again, because what? They was only there for the money. So, but right now I guess he's just living his best life, and he's happy to do it that way. Hopefully he smartens up. We get introduced to this new chick named LaBrittany, and I thought she was pretty cute. And I noticed that she had like a real booty, or it looked like it was real through those little pants she was wearing, you know, and I thought that was nice. You know, I like when I see women, I mean, regardless, I mean, you don't know nowadays whose booty is real, who's not. Some of them have some nice fat old booties and it's real. But I'm saying, like, you know, when you see somebody with a flat butt who is, or, you know, that has like a, you know, a regular size butt that goes with their thighs, and you're just like, wow. Like, for me, I'm just kind of like happy to see stuff like that, because I'm like, you know, like Hennessy, Cardi B's sister. I mean, as far as I know, she's been regular, you know, and I feel like people like that is people that young girls can kind of aspire to be or look up to. I mean, I don't know how long she gonna have this body, because enough of them just come on here and, you know, they start out looking one way and then they switch it up once they start getting that love and hip hop check. So I don't know, but for right now, I thought that was pretty cool that she was on there. And she, excuse me, she seems pretty confident as well. Where did I put my? I must have left it over there. Anyways, I was sipping on something, but I think I probably put it back in the fridge. But it's all good. I ain't getting up. So yeah, she ends up. She was talking to like Tierra Marie and Nikki and the other girls. She was talking to the three of them, just kind of talking whatever. They say how she's a rapper and she's a singer. So it sounds like she probably got some skills. I'm looking forward to hopefully hearing some of her music. And she introduces herself to A1. And she says, you know, that she kind of works with somebody that he's associated with. So, you know, seems cool. Akbar, he rose up on the scene like daddy and comes like pretty much taking Tierra Marie out of the spot that she was in, talking to her girls, coming all rudy like, oh, I thought you said there would be execs here. This don't look like no execs are here. Like, dead, like, dude, what are you doing? I mean, it's one thing to care about somebody, but to roll up like you they father or sister, that shit is embarrassing. Like, that's not even cool. That would have been a major problem for me. You know, like, if you would have pulled me to the side, talked to me, but not like, he was just came out like boom, you know, like rah. And then he's like coming at Nikki and stuff like that. It was just kind of like real rude of him to do. Stassi, she goes to talk to Marcus, and she asks him like what would happen if she was pregnant, and his response was just kind of like, whoa, we never talked about you having a child, you know, I thought you didn't want any children, what's this all about? Like, dude, what you expect? See, this is the thing I don't understand with dudes. It be like, you know, they be going in it, right? And then they be like, yo, I want to make you pregnant. Yo, I want to put a baby inside you. Then, when the chick talk about, guess what? I'm pregnant. I'm late. How? Why? What are you talking about? You know, it's like all of a sudden it's like, it's like they don't forgot everything they was saying in the moment. You know, because that was in the moment. And so yeah, she was saying that, and he looked like he was shocked. He's just like lost. Like, yo, this wasn't supposed to happen. She's supposed to be the other girl, and yeah, this is not really supposed to be happening. So he looked like he was like real stressed. He was even trying. I had to pull down my wig, y'all, because it was kind of far back. I was like, damn. This is why I need to put the wig grip band on, because it was like sliding back. Anyways, so yeah, he was just kind of like, yo, he was even trying to get the cameras to like get off of him, but they kept on filming. They mad disrespectful. They going to do their jobs at fullest. I don't know how much them camera people does get paid, but they be ready. They be like all up in like everywhere they could go, you know, unless like somebody slams the door in their face, and they still be like having the mics next to the door, like trying to hear what's going on when it's like a dramatic scene. They like, nah, we gotta get this footage. They signed up to share everything. So A1, he comes home after his long night of partying, and who's there? Of course, Lyrica. And she vexed, she mad, because she's just like, oh, so that's what we're doing now? Orgy parties? She's like, look at these girls, they're eating each other out. I'm like, damn, what kind of party was that? Okay, they was having fun up in there. So they start arguing and pretty much revealing all of their secrets. And this is a thing I've mentioned time and time again, like as far as best friends, and I guess also in relationships is another good example, where depending on what you tell people, I mean, with this, it's a little different because this is an actual relationship. But with best friends and stuff like that, it's like a lot of times when you just have a falling out, it's like all of a sudden they reveal all your deepest, darkest secrets that were like locked up in this treasure chest, you know? And that's the scary thing about telling people everything, you know? Because sometimes, even if you trust them or were able to trust them, once you guys have that falling out, it's like, it's done, you know? And they don't care anymore. It's no holds barred. So that's exactly what was happening. They was going tit for tat. She was like, I was with you when you was on food stamps, when you wasn't even doing nothing, when people used to like kick you out saying you didn't have any talent. And then he's like, oh, well, you know, your hair's fake. You think you all that because your hair's fake or something like that. I'm like, damn, at least she look okay though. You know, I like that wig on her. It goes with her complexion. And I mean, it's better than a lot of the other ones that I've seen her wear in previous seasons. So yeah, he was like, you know, all that fake stuff, and you got a fake boobs, you got fake boobs, you got a fake ass, and she was just like, oh, but your dreads are fake. I'm like, well, damn, girl, I didn't know his dreads was fake, but they look good though. He probably did like the, what are they called? I don't remember. I think they call sister locks or something, where they do the locks and then after a while it just kind of locks into each other. He probably did something like that. But damn, she revealing all his deepest, darkest secrets. I guess that's why his family looks so regular and he's the only one with like locks or whatever. But yeah, she was going in. And he was like, you know what? F all these camera stuff. Like, I'm going to get a divorce. And she just looked like, as soon as he said that, it was like somebody shocked her. And she just like turned into the Incredible Female Hulk because she just freaking picked up something and threw it at him, but the security was trying to like make sure they blocked him. I'm like, damn, y'all good security, because I ain't trying to get hit for nobody. I mean, I don't know how much y'all get paid, but better you than me. Otherwise, I would have had to have on some armor, some shield or something if I'm going the way of somebody, you know what I mean? Then following that scene, Marcus, he goes to see Brooke. And because she called him, like, you know, on some emergency joint, he's like, oh my gosh, like, this is so stressful. He keeps on getting all these surprises. But luckily, she was actually calling just to celebrate because, you know, everything is all good as far as her test results. The tumors were removed, and I think they were also benign. So, you know, she's good right now. And she just says that he needs to, like, dismiss Stassi so that they can start working on their marriage and things like that. Like, I can't even take her seriously when she talks about marriage. Like, I just feel like she just wants to be married because this just sounds so stupid. Or maybe she's horny and this is, like, she just wants to get it in. Like, I don't get it. But he's just, like, he's not trying to get rid of Stassi because he got rid of somebody before, and what did she do? She kind of left him high and dry, and she was playing games. And he's like, at the end of the day, she has to prove to him. I mean, I do remember now she was messing up, but he was talking to somebody else too. So they was both doing them at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So he don't want to be left with nobody because he feels like she might just be playing around. So he wants to make sure she's real legit serious before he lets Stassi go. But little does she know that he might have to hold on to Stassi for a whole 18 years or so, depending on how this little thing goes down, you know. Moniece, AD, Fizz, and Tiffany, they all meet up. And, of course, things weren't as cordial as should be. Well, not should be, but of course it wasn't that cordial. So Tiffany says that she never had an issue until Moniece started putting up things on social media. That's when it started to, like, really piss her off. And like I said, I can see why he likes Tiffany, is because she's like a Moniece, but just, you know, a little pretty, to be honest. But Moniece says that she wants Fizz to kind of have her back, and she ends up telling Tiffany that next time she sees, like, when she was exiting, she tells her next time she sees her to run up on her. I'm like, why would you tell somebody to run up on you? Like, doesn't that mean kind of like get me when I'm not looking? Maybe I have the hood terminology wrong, but that's what it kind of seems like to me. Like, oh, run up on me. Like, why would you should say at the end of the day, like, I'm gonna run up on you if I catch you in the streets or something like that. Like, that's how I think it should be used. But maybe I could be wrong. Maybe my hood terminology is not correct. But yeah, then she also mentions that something about like how many sex tapes did your son see? And I'm like, damn, here we go with the kids again. She hates when people talk about her kids, but now look at her talking about Tiffany's kid. I guess Tiffany has a son, you know? Okay, we revealed that. And she said it more than once. She was like, yo, say that again. Talk about my son again. She says it again, and of course, Tiffany tries to run up on her, but she wasn't able to because the security was holding her back. And she's like, you know, stop talking about my kid. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how it ended. But yeah, Moniece really needs to check herself, because I feel like you don't want anybody talking about you, your parenting skills, being a mother, or anything like that. It's a sore spot for you. Why would you do it to anyone else? You know, she didn't talk about her kid or anything like that. So it's kind of messed up. I mean, I know she was doing it to get at her. Oh, excuse me. I know she was doing it to get at her or whatever, but I just feel like it was kind of a little below the belt, you know? But that's pretty much the episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I will see you in the next one. Laters.